This is how I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and work out and do this consistently and long enough and stay motivated with it. I always get questions asked as to how I wake up early, as to how I stay motivated long enough to be able to be consistent with my movement habits. And honestly, it's gotten to the point now where this is just a part of who I am. It doesn't feel like it's hard to actually wake up this early. And whenever I tell people that I wake up this early, I always get such shocked expressions and looks. And then the next question, people are just like, wow, oh my God. And then it's just like, how do you do this? And I always find that to be a bit of a funny question because I don't have anything different about me. It's not like I have a special gene in me that's just it's like the 5 a.m. gene and it's just suddenly just easier for me to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. No, I've always been a big believer that you can do anything that you want to do as long as you implement the right strategy, and you have to be patient enough to test out different types of strategies to see what works for you. And so for me, I've just spent a lot of time cultivating the right strategy for me that really allows me to wake up in the morning and make time for my health. That's why I wake up in the morning, because it allows me to make time for my health. And this is probably one of the biggest excuses I hear as to why people can't be healthy. It's like they don't have any time. But that's not true. It's not that you don't have time. It's just that, I'm sorry to say this, don't take this offensively, but you're not prioritizing your health enough. Because whatever is a priority to you in your life, you will always make time for. My health and especially my workouts are a huge priority for me. And this is why I wake up in the morning and I work out and make sure I get it in. And if that means waking up at 5 a.m. to do my workouts, then guess what, girl? I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and do my workouts because my health is of extreme priority and of extreme importance to me. If you are new to my channel, I should do an intro. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dr. Bisley Natley. I'm a cognitive behavioral therapy certified naturopathic doctor, and I teach women how to heal their brain so that they can shine and radiate as their most authentic, best selves, because that is what this life is all about. In this video specifically, I'm going to be sharing really my tips and tricks that I implement to wake up at 5 a.m., to get my workouts in, and to really stay consistent and motivated with this long term. To get started, one of the first things that you really need to look at and think about is the night before. If you want to wake up in the morning early and prepared and motivated, it means you have to start with the night before. And this means that your sleep needs to feel well rested. One of the biggest reasons we don't wake up early in the morning is because, as soon as that alarm clock rings at whatever time you've set it, whether it's 5, 6, 6:30 a.m., you just wake up and you're feeling literally groggy, like you could sleep for 3 more hours. And that's because the sleep that you got the night before wasn't restful. And you probably didn't spend enough of a time in that deep state of sleep so that your body could really feel rested and energized in the morning. 80 to 90% of the mornings that I wake up at 5 a.m., I wake up feeling really, really energized because I've made sure to prioritize my sleep hygiene the night before. I could make a whole entire video on sleep hygiene, so I'm not going to dive into the entire concept of it. But sleep hygiene essentially refers to your sleeping habits and the environment that you sleep in. And those sleeping habits that, 1 to 2 hours before bed, what you are doing is going to determine if you're getting a good night's sleep or not. And depending on how stressed out you are, sometimes we need even more time to really wind down. So the night before, what I am doing is to make sure that I really get a good restful sleep. I put away my technology. And an hour before bed, I really avoid using my laptop and my phone. I will take a hot bath. I will read a book. I'll spend time with family and just do the things that really help to wind me down, to help to relax me, and to help to get me into a really good state. And my sleep is so good when I prioritize my sleep hygiene. And I really notice a difference in my sleep if I'm on technology before bed, like TV or my phone. I will get the worst sleep of my life. Like my phone, I'm just 100% not on it before bed. I will get such a bad sleep. Sometimes, I will watch TV right before bed and my sleep is just so bad. And that's because, technology puts our body in the stress state. And when our body's in the stress state, it's not going to produce the hormones that we need in order to allow us to fall asleep and have a good night's sleep. So that's one piece. Making sure that sleep hygiene is in check, in point, and I have a good wind down routine is super crucial. The other thing that I also do is I really try to prepare everything for the next morning the night before. And spending those extra 10, 15, 20 minutes the night before to prepare for the morning really makes a huge difference. Because a lot of us, we are waking up in the mornings, our mornings are so hectic and it feels like we have no time to do anything, let alone prioritize our health. So, what are some of those things that I am prepping for the night before? One, I'll think about what breakfast it is that I want to make and I'll make that decision the night before. If there's any prep I can do for my breakfast, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll try to either pack my lunch or prepare my lunch the night before so that in the morning I don't have to worry about this. If you have young kids, prepare those lunches or whatever it is the night before, get them to help you with that. So in the morning, everything is good and ready to go and in your day is less chaotic. Other thing too, I will set out my gym clothes the night before so that I'm not waking up and I'm asking myself, what am I wearing to the gym? What is that outfit gonna look like? Because you know that I gotta have that outfit on point for the gym. And the other piece too is that I'll even pull out my outfit that I'm gonna wear to work, either if I'm, going to my co-working spot or if I'm presenting a workshop or even if I'm just working from home, I'll still pull out like that sweater and pair of sweats that I wanna wear. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm really decreasing the number of decisions I'm going to have to wake up and do and think about in the morning. The more decisions that you have to make in the morning, the more chaotic your morning's going to be, and the less that you're going to want to prioritize your health. Whenever I don't do this stuff the night before, I wake up and I'm just like, oh shoot, I have way too many things to do. I'm just gonna skip the gym today because I didn't pre-plan. So just spending those extra 10, 15, 20 minutes planning for that morning the night before can make such a huge difference in your morning, and it can open up so much space and room to allow you to prioritize your health, right? It's all about that right strategy. So this is tip number one, is to plan the night before, make sure your sleep hygiene is on point. I guess this is kind of like two tips in one, but essentially I'm talking about, really, honing in on these strategies the night before so that your morning can be really as successful as possible. The next tip that I have for you is, this is more of a mindset tip. Think of waking up at 5 a.m. as being easy. So many of us have it in our minds that waking up in the morning is too hard, that you can't do it, that no matter what you do, you just feel so exhausted and tired. And girl, if you tell yourself that over and over in your mind, that you're just too exhausted, that this is just too hard for you, that you can't do it, guess what? When that alarm clock rings at 5 a.m. in the morning, these are the same exact thoughts that are going to come up in your mind. The thoughts of, this is too hard, I'm too tired, I can't do this, whatever. All those thoughts are going to come up again. I've always told myself that this is easy. It's easy for me to do this. And it literally is easy for me to do this in the morning when my alarm clock rings at 5 a.m. And get the concepts of like night owl, morning bird, morning worm. I forgot that morning saying. I forgot what the morning was. I don't know if you're watching this and if you remember, like comment below and let me know. I know it's night owl and like I think it's morning bird, morning morning bird or it's not morning worm. We're definitely not morning worms. Morning bird, whatever. We're just going to call it morning bird. And so get those concepts out of your head. Like, you're a morning person or a night person. Like, you're already limiting yourself and putting yourself in a box by calling yourself that. And you're not allowing yourself the opportunity to see if you can be something different, if you can be a morning person. And I think that on its own is like an interesting concept, right? Like, what does it look like for you to just give yourself permission that you are a morning person? What a different way to think about that, and a different way to just have this perspective. So let that sit with you. Take note of, me talking about all of this. When you think about waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, does it sound really, really hard for you? Because if it sounds really hard for you and you keep repeating to yourself that it's really hard, it's going to be hard. So start with that, embodying that mindset that this is easy. I can do this. Waking up at 5 a.m. is simple. So switch up that mindset as to what it really means to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. The next tip that I have for you, so this is our third tip now. Another really, really kind of simple hack is to use lights to help wake you up. So in the morning when I wake up, I actually have a sunrise clock that I use. So it literally stimulates a sunrise happening in my room. Obviously, it doesn't even come close to a real sunrise, but it really does the trick. And so what I do is 10 minutes before it's actually 5 a.m., I set the sunrise clock to start the sunrise. And I will actually turn over and look at that sunrise starting to happen in my room. And why this is so powerful is because lights in the morning actually stimulate and kind of wake your body up. It forces your body to produce some of those wake up hormones and kind of signals to your body it's time to wake up. Again, yes, it doesn't come close to a real sunrise, but it does the job. And then what I do is after, I turn my sunrise clock off, I will actually go and turn on all the lights in my room to make sure that it's really, really bright. Again, really, really simple hack, but it just forces the body up and forces the body to kind of start producing those hormones that kind of kickstart and wake you up more. So try that trick as well if you want to. I find it really helps to just turn on all the lights on and stimulate that brightness and just kind of signal to my body that, hey buddy, we're waking up, we're going to the gym, get pumped up because, we're gonna have fun, because honestly, I see it as fun. Here is another mindset tip. Don't give your mind the opportunity to say no, aka don't negotiate with your mind. What a lot of us do is when our alarm clock rings in the morning, we'll be like, oh, it's 6 a.m. I still have so much time. Do I really want to get up? Do I really need to get up and do anything? Oh, this bed feels so comfy. Just like 5 more minutes would be so nice. And we start to just have this internal dialogue with ourselves. If you give your mind the opportunity to say no to something uncomfortable, your mind's gonna jump at that and grab at that because your mind just wants to keep you safe. And in that moment, in the morning, staying in your cozy warm bed, that's what's safe. So your mind's gonna, put all these thoughts in you so that you just kind of stay in that safe, comfortable spot. Don't give your mind an opportunity to say no. When my alarm clock rings in the morning, I get out of bed. I don't sit there and contemplate my life and contemplate if this is the right decision for me. I just get out of bed. It's like an alarm rings, I get out of bed. It's not like alarm rings and it's like this whole thought pattern starts in my head of just like, oh, should I, do I, meh. No, it's just like alarm rings, Basleen, we're getting out of bed, we get out of bed. That's it. That's as much as the conversation kind of goes in my mind. I'm definitely not 100% perfect on this, but I would say 95% to 97% of the time, I do just wake up when the alarm clock wakes up, and I don't negotiate with my mind. It's when we negotiate with our mind, we get in trouble, right? When you tell yourself you're going to do something, just do it. It's not a if, but, and, or. No, it's just a do. It's just that we're going to take action right now, and that's what we are choosing to do in this moment. I find this tip to be so helpful. Don't negotiate with your mind. Just take the action that you know that you need to do. I have 2 more tips left. The next tip is to commit to movement that makes you excited. Waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, putting on my leggings, my gloves, my headband, my thick sweater, and my running shoes, and stepping outside to run literally excites me. It excites me. It lights my heart on fire. Running lights my heart on fire. Stepping into my car and driving over to the gym also lights my heart on fire. Swimming in the morning lights my heart on fire. Waking up and going to like a body fitness class doesn't really light my heart on fire. Waking up at 5 a.m. and doing a yoga class right in the morning doesn't really light my heart on fire. Funny enough, waking up in the morning and just going on a walk, I don't want to go on a walk, but I want to run, right? I'm trying to think of what else. Waking up and doing Pilates doesn't really light my heart on fire. So just thinking of these examples, right? These activities, waking up in the morning, don't light my heart on fire. Doing yoga at 8 p.m. at night totally lights my heart on fire. Maybe doing Pilates then does. So you want to commit to movement that is actually exciting to you, that you're just like, I actually want to get out of bed and do this. And if you're watching this and you're just like, Bislane, unfortunately, no movement excites me. This is where having an accountability buddy, so either signing up for training sessions or getting a friend to join you, this is where that can be really, really helpful. I would also encourage you to try different types of movements because you'll be surprised as to what you do like versus not like. Our bodies love movement in general, so I'm confident that you can find movement that feels good to you. And if you don't, then do it for the sake of doing it because it is so good for your body. But I encourage you, commit to movement that actually feels good and authentic to you instead of committing to movement that you're just seeing a bunch of influencers online doing and you're like, oh, well, I guess Pilates is a thing everybody's doing now, so I'm gonna wake up and do it, but you actually hate waking up and doing it. So when you commit to movement that excites you, it's easier to just get out of bed. And then my last tip here is to know your why. Why do you want to wake up early and work out? What are you going to get out of it? I know for me, I have tons of different whys. One, it just puts me in such a better head state and I feel so much more confident. I'm so much more in tune and connected to myself when I make time and room for me to work out in the morning. Two, I want to look like a hot grandma when I'm in my hundreds, right? Like I want to live to 100, more than that. And I want to be like a sexy mommy while I'm that old. So heck yeah, I'm going to keep working out and making sure I look good. That's a great side effect of it. And overall, just feeling good in the morning, right? Like I did something hard and I did something for myself. These are my whys. And the other big thing too is that so much of the work that I do in my life is of service to others. I make these videos because I want to support women like you, girl, right? And I want to make sure that you have someone by your side who is here with you every step of the way. Because when I was experiencing depression, I didn't really feel like I had that. And it was a really, really lonely journey. And I want to be there for as many women as possible to help them stand up and own their true self. I'm also really passionate about supporting youth mental health and supporting young people who are suffering. And I do a lot of work in schools with workshops and supporting parents and teachers and students. And so if I want to give myself the capacity to be of service, to make a massive impact, to support other people, then I have to make sure that my health is literally the best that it can ever be. And that is a really big reason why I try so hard to take care of myself, because if I am not thriving, I can't help other people thrive. And so I must thrive first so that I can have a big container and capacity to carry those around me up and help them thrive just as much. And that is my big purpose and why. And it's a really, really powerful why. And sometimes when I'm in bed and I'm just like, oh, the covers feel so cozy and warm and I don't want to get out of bed, I remember this. I remember this why. And I literally tell myself in bed, Bislane, you have to get out of bed so that you can have the capacity to empower more women, so that you can have the capacity to empower more young people today. So girly, Get your booty out of freaking bed, put on those clothes, head to the gym, go on that run. Just get out of bed, Basleen. And that why, that purpose pushes me through when I feel like I don't have any motivation. And really, this why is what helps to keep me consistent. Because when I'm consistently reminding myself of why I'm doing something, it just motivates me every single day to want to stick with it and move forward with it and to continue to keep on doing it. So these are my tips. I hope that they were helpful. We went through some mindset stuff, some environment stuff, and really, all the different ways that you can really just support yourself in waking up early. And if there's really anything that I want to leave you with in this video is to remember that, girl, you can do anything that you set your mind to. Absolutely anything that you set your mind to, you can do it. It all comes down to having the right strategy. That's it. And I've just spent some time developing the right strategy for myself. So take these tips that I've shared with you and just experiment to see which ones really work for you. You don't have to use them all. Try some of them, and then, through this experimentation, you'll see what's working and what's not working for you. This is a strategy that works for me, and I found it to be so effective. Remember that you can do anything that you set your mind to.